You are invited.
You're invited. Join community leaders, city departments, neighbors, and performers at the Community Connections Conference on Saturday, June 10th at the Minneapolis Convention Center.
This year's conference will run together with the 2023 Green Zone Summit for Environmental Justice.
Maatii keessan qabadhaa kottaa walgahiin bilisaa fi gammachuu kun laaqana agarsiisa bilisaa garagaraa haasaa gareewwan adda addaa fi agarsiisa artistoota garagaraa of keessaa qaba. Marii taa'amee mari'atamu irratti dhimmoota hawaasummaa barbaachisoo sochii ijoollee dunkaaniiwwan kutaalee magaalaa dhibbaan lakkaa'aman dhaabbilee tola ooltummaa fi dhaabbilee mootummaa naannoo biraa irraa dhufan arguu dandeettan.
This year's theme, which is Minneapolis in Motion, welcomes all communities to explore the ways Minneapolis is growing, is moving, changing, including the city's 2023 to 2024 priorities of housing, community safety, economic inclusion, and good governance.
Odeeffannoo dabalataatiif weebsaayitii magaalaa Minneapolis minneapolis.mn.gov/ccc daawwachuu ni dandeettan. Afaan Ingiliishiitiin yookiin afaan Oromootiin karaa onlaayiniitiin galmaahuu ni dandeettu.
See you June 10th.
See you June 10th.
Hi, I am Anna Orr, and this is another episode of Community Connections airing on OROMIA11. Today we are talking all things financial literacy, home buyer certification, and a couple of other additional things that you may be interested in. Please stay tuned. We have Jeffrey Robinson, Senior Program Director at Build Wealth Minnesota. This is going to be a very interesting conversation and hopefully help you get a little bit closer to owning a home yourself. Stay tuned. Jeffrey, I'm so excited to have you joining me today. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers and the work of your program?
Yes, my name is Jeffrey Robinson. I'm a Senior Program Director here at Build Wealth, Minnesota. We're centrally located in North Minneapolis, and we have a mission of strengthening communities by empowering families to build wealth. And I won't say that that's all that we do, but it is a great deal of the work that we do, and we do it quite well.
How long have you been with the company, Mr. Robinson?
So we've been here we've been around since 2004, and we've been centrally located on the corner of Penn and Plymouth since the inception of the organization. Actually, I take that back. We started out in Brooklyn Park as far as this part of the organization. However, we moved over to the corridor of Penn and Plymouth very early on. I probably want to say about 2005. I can't quite remember the year, but we've been here for a long time, for over 10 years.
I was going to say, many of us know here within the Twin Cities that Build Wealth has quite the footprint of doing a lot of really good work within the community.
Yes, we've been helping quite a bit families just rebuild their credit, put together, determine how much it costs to live the life that they want to live and the life that they're currently living right now, so we can figure out a pathway to get them to being able to put together savings, emergency savings, get in a position to purchase homes for those that are not homeowners yet, because that is the number one way to getting and building wealth throughout the world. Historically, that has been the primary foundation to building wealth, to helping people increase their incomes. Maybe you just don't make enough money. Maybe it's not a matter of mismanaging money. Maybe it's not a matter of you living excessive lifestyles. Maybe it's just a matter that you just don't have enough money coming into the household. So we do a full wraparound services to support families in their mission to build wealth and connect them to other resources within the community that we trust. that we trust, which is critical, because we don't just send people somewhere just because, oh, this organization said that they do this. Well, okay, let's see who else can confirm that they do what they say that they do, and not just confirm that they say that they do what they do, but is our clients going to receive similar treatment that they receive from Build Wealth, similar empathy and sympathy and a soft, gentle touch, because the families that we work with, quite a bit of them need that hand holding, and we won't just hand them off to anyone. We have to trust you.
I think that's a good faith gesture. There was so much predatory lending, not only during COVID and the tornado that took place in Minneapolis not too long ago. And so I know that that left a lot of community people very leery of services and programs. And because of the work that you guys are doing in targeting underserved communities, I know that there is always a question of if there are trusted organizations. So to hear you speak directly to that is encouraging. Can you talk to me about what your day-to-day looks like as the senior program director over at Build Wealth?
Right. So great question, Anna. I've been asked a lot of questions, but that's the first time I've had that question other than in a job interview. And so my day-to-day looks like managing all of the programs and services that we offer here at Build Wealth Minnesota, working with our team of senior financial coaches and getting together on a regular basis to ensure that our clients are meeting the needs and make sure that we're working as a team to ensure that our clients receive the best of what Build Wealth has to offer. And also exploring opportunities to bring in-house to meet needs that we currently don't service. And so, like, the day-to-day is there's the people part of the day-to-day, and then there's always the management part of the day-to-day, which comes down to reporting and running data, looking at data, and connecting with funders and filling out, submitting RFPs or requests for proposals, and looking for opportunities to continue to fund the mission. This is God's work, and like they say in church often, there is no mission without missionary funds to fund the mission. And so so there's always opportunities to seek out, but not haphazardly, because we're looking for relationship. We are a company that's founded on a relationship, the premise of relationship, what it takes to have a good relationship and maintain a relationship. A relationship has to be mutually beneficial for all parties. A relationship has to be formalized around trust and honesty and loyalty and respect and good communication and a common interest and a common vision. And so we don't seek to get in line with others whose visions are not aligned with ours, whose mission is not necessarily aligned with ours. Unless we're heading down the same street and we're pointing towards the same objective, it doesn't mean that we have to do the same thing. That's not at all what we're about, because it just means that our focus and our goal, if the goal is to help, then we can definitely do business together. But if the goal is to sell, to target, to use, then I don't know if that's a good relationship for us. I'm not sure if our families can really benefit from that. We enjoy your services that you have to offer. However, if there's some exploitation that's in there, we got to back away. So that's why I said we look for relationships that's like-minded. And so that day-to-day, that's kind of what it looks like from a day-to-day. So there's some planning, and there's some engagement, and there's working with our team as well as working with the families that's led here to Build Wealth Minnesota.
Now, you talked a little bit about some of the programs you guys are currently offering, and I guess that are worked into the cemented framework of how Build Wealth operates. But I thought some of these some of these programs were really important because these are things that aren't being taught in schools. At least when I was there. I graduated high school in 2005, and a lot of this was not included. Things like financial literacy, budgeting, saving, credit, home buyers education, and financial planning. Can you talk to me about some of these programs and how they function within the community?
Yes. So the core of our program is centered around our family stabilization program. And we have a one-door entry into Build Wealth Minnesota. We don't do a la carte services. You know, a person call up, I just need help on my credit. No, you don't just need help on your credit. You may need help on your income. We may need to educate you. And so, you know, it's centered around our family stabilization program, which is a financial, social, and economic wealth building literacy, which is family centered, not family in the sense that you have to be husband, wife, with kids in the house, but an individual as a family. You know, you're connected to a mother and a father. You're connected to a cousin or an aunt, and maybe some nieces and nephews. So it's family centered about taking care of the base and getting in alignment with what wealth truly is. And so that education is coupled with one-on-one financial coaching. One thing we don't want to do is have our coaches teaching. So because we missed the point there, you know, the value of the coaching comes from us having a fundamental understanding of what these principles and these items that we're working on, so that when we help you take what you've learned in the classes and apply it directly to your own personal situation, and maybe expand upon what you've learned, but not utterly teach. So that's the family stabilization program. You mentioned, you know, these things not being taught in school. So we have a youth stabilization program where we go inside the schools to teach the youth, to teach elementary, high school, and college level. Right here in the Twins, right here in Minneapolis, we also have our Rent Smart, Wise, and Ready program, because maybe your destination to home ownership might be a 3-year journey or 4-year journey. And most people, they pay more for rent. That's in general, everybody's housing expense is the biggest expense. And so maybe we may have to, you know, stabilize your rental situation. And so we got the Rent Smart, Wise, and Ready education. And we also have pathways to increase employment and earnings potential. Because what we found is that at the end of the journey, what's been happening is that a lot of our families just do not make enough money. And in fact, the average Black family that we work with is making $20,000 below what they're worth. It's what we found. And so we develop a programming which is specific and intent on helping families increase their earnings, not necessarily by quitting where you're at, but let's help you figure out like what the market will pay for your services, for your skills, your talents, and let's help you develop your negotiation skills so you can go back to your employer and renegotiate a better salary. And so we've been very instrumental. I think right now, on average, we've been helping families average about $25 an hour in income, which is significant. You know, it's not the end of the day, but it's a good look to start the day. And we continue to help you propel and build up your confidence in your interviewing skills and revisit your resume and help you position yourself, but not just, you know, growing where you are right now, but what is the outlook? Because the minute I can get you to focus on that I can do this, the minute we can get you thinking I can do this, I can actually do this, then the next step becomes the next step is easier, because there's a new sense of confidence, there's a new sense of bravado, and a new sense of energy. Because you know when the coals die down, it it just takes a little bit of breeze to flame the fire, and before you know it, you got a blaze going. And now people are really excited about taking on challenges and looking forward to opportunities that may take them outside of their comfort zone, and being comfortable with being outside your comfort zone, knowing that pretty soon this uncomfortableness is going to go away and this new experience becomes your new comfort zone. And we just expanded your territory.
I think that's a really encouraging point to make. Now, you talked to me a little bit about some of the services you guys are providing. Can you talk to me about the hardship fund and how that works?
The hardship fund, thank you. So the hardship fund, that's a fund that we had fundraised around to help families that we were working with directly who fall into some very tight situations. Unfortunately, those are typically the first funds to get depleted, and they're always the hardest funds to fundraise for. So that fund has been used to help people like stabilize their houses, prevent, eviction, prevent repossession of their vehicles, and other things that those funds have been used to help stabilize a person's situations for families that we're working with. So a person, when the funds are available, the only way a person can access it, they would have to be fully engaged in the program. It wouldn't be, we call in, because it's such a limited supply of funding.
I think that was really important to read about on you all's website, because think about the last 3 to 4 years, how many people have realized that they've blown through their emergency funds, their savings, they've probably tapped everyone around them to borrow money, and because of our current financial situation nationally, it's difficult to then, like you said, replenish that money, but also look at future opportunities or endeavors as successful or even hopeful, because if you don't have it, how do you then start to look at buying a home or moving into a better property or location?
Yes. I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, so that's why the funding is typically for in-house, because in situations like that, it requires more support. And sometimes there's some support that money cannot buy. Having wise counsel, money can't buy wise counsel.
True, very true.
It just can't. So
now I see that you guys also offer a program, closing cost assistance. I don't think a lot of people consider how financially taxing closing costs can be after you've begin the process of home ownership and are seeing the horizon in in your future. Can you kind of talk about the work of this program?
So yes, so one of the things that we seek to do is make home ownership accessible. And I do mean accessible, because you can have the right credit, you can make enough money, but as you have mentioned, purchasing a home can be an expensive endeavor. On average, most financing only go up to 97%, which means you have to come up with 3% of that purchasing price. And then you look at the closing costs, and the closing costs are typically about 4.5%. So now we're looking at 7.5% of the purchase price in order to close. So if you're looking at a property that's $200,000, that's $15,000 that you have to raise. And we haven't covered moving expenses. We haven't covered, maybe the house you're looking at doesn't have the right color. We haven't covered making sure there's a bedroom set in all of the bedrooms, because now you're moving from an apartment into a larger space. We haven't covered what it's going to take to keep and maintain the lawn and the sidewalks and everything. So when it comes to that down payment assistance, we are very intentional about the services that we provide and how we provide them with the families that we work with, to make sure that you know, we're helping you get into home ownership, but we want to make it accessible for everyone. It's very difficult to raise $15,000 when you're working from low to moderate income. And many of us, Anna, don't have a rich uncle that we can call and ask for and borrow the money from, or ask for a gift. You know, so and we didn't have wealth passed down. When you think about the wealth divide, that's where it shows up at. When it's time to move on and engage in activities where activities that's designed and geared to help you build wealth, you have to have a little bit of wealth to start and engage in those activities. And unless you have somebody that you can call on, or you're making a lot of money and your expenses are low and you're not helping a lot of other family members. So in order for that situation to work, if I'm doing well, hopefully my brothers and my sisters are doing well, because those are the ones that typically call on you for support when they need it. And if they're not doing well, then typically you're supporting 1, 2, or 3 other households. That's how our community kind of works, you know. And which means that though you're making a relatively good income in some people's eyes, you have other responsibilities that other people don't have. And so, you know, to engage in that might require you to ostracize yourself from your family. And who's going to do that? I'm not going to do that.
That's very true.
So the down payment assistance has been instrumental in helping hundreds of families, thousands of families get into home ownership that we've assisted over the years.
Now, you spoke a bit about you guys working with trusted agencies across the metro to help you all support the work you guys are doing with the families you serve. Can you talk to me about the Certified Foreclosure Counseling Agency, pre-purchase counseling, as well as financial literacy education, which we spoke about a little bit already, and then the home buyer education provider?
So we build wealth. Build Wealth, we are a financial opportunity center. We provide wraparound services to support our clients with building wealth, from financial education and coaching, employment coaching, and income support screening to make sure that there's other benefits that a family that's low income that they may qualify for, that they're aware of it. We're also a HUD counseling agency. So our HUD, we have 3 in-house certified HUD counselors who are skilled in foreclosure counseling, money management counseling, financial counseling, rental counseling. Our financial education is bar none. With regards to the certified home buyer education, so that's something that we don't engage in directly. Home buyer education is a part of our overall financial curriculum. However, when it comes to down payment assistance, when people hear home buyer certified education, what they're referring to is actually home stretch or framework. And so we have partners that we work with that actually provide that education, because we do not engage in that. And so we work with agencies like PPL, People and Pride and Living.
Right. We've actually had some people on here from Project Pride for Living.
So there are some good community partners of ours. We work with people from Habitat for Humanity. We work with people from organizations like Model Cities in St. Paul, Royce and Natty Neighborhood Development Corporation. We have worked with families in the Somalian community and across the board. And so we have referral relationships that we refer out to. And then we work with Exodus Lending. That's a great organization that provides help for those that are trapped in what we have, the payday loans, to help families refinance out of payday loans and get out of that dangerous cycle and start, rebuilding their credit, as well as getting their financial lives back. So, so we work with a number of different community partners that we refer to. And those are just a handful of them. If I went on, it'd probably take us another 20 minutes just to cover everyone.
Totally understandable. Can you talk to me, Jeffrey, about what keeps you engaged in the work with Build Wealth Minnesota?
You know, this is hard. So this is hard work, HARD. But in order to do this work, you have to have your heart, HEART. And so it's hard work, but it's hard work as well. And the minute you lose your passion for doing this work, then there's no work to be done for you in this area. And that's what keeps me going. This is passion for me. And one of the things that people, one of the definitions of success is finding what you love to do and finding a way to earn a living doing it. And so this is work, but it's not really work for me because these are my cousins that I'm helping. These are my nephews that I'm helping. These are my aunts and uncles that I'm helping. These are my grandparents that I'm helping. The people that we meet, I don't see people. I don't see strangers. I see my family in the families that we work with. And that's why we call, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't refer to them as clients. These are our families. These are families that we're working with. These are souls that we're working with. And this is God's work, and this is missionary work. So that's what keeps me and keeps those are in our team motivated and encouraged daily to continue on and to work and strive hard.
Thank you so much. I was perusing the website and I saw that you guys had a community calendar listed about some of the events that you guys not only are being a part of, but have coming up in the community. Can you share one or two of those with our viewers so that if they are interested, they are able to join the team or family over at Build Wealth Minnesota?
Absolutely. So we have a campaign. It's called 9,000 Equities. This campaign is to help 9,000 Black families purchase 9,000 homes and build 9,000 legacies for their families. And in connection with that 9,000 Equities event initiative, we have an event that's coming up on June 24th, and it's called the One Door to Home Ownership. And this event is created and designed so that a person can come through one door and receive everything that they need in order to position themselves to purchase a home, to receive financial education and counseling resources, to receive banking resources in terms of where do I stand in terms of pre-qualification for home ownership, to be in contact with realtors to be able to work with, and potential home inspectors, to get you all the way through the process. So everything that you need in terms of resources and help and answers to your questions is going to be right here at this event on June 24th at the Thor Building located on Penn in Plymouth, 1256 Penn Avenue North, June 24th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
That is wonderful. I appreciate that and you sharing that information with our viewers. Lastly, for me, can you provide any ways in which we can stay connected with your work that Build Wealth is doing? So whether that is on social media, web address, anything like that, we'll gladly take it.
Thank you. You can stay connected with us by visiting our website at www.buildwealthmn.org. Again, that's www.buildwealthmn.org, or follow us on Facebook at Build Wealth Minnesota. Or you can reach us if you want to find a way to take advantage of some of the services that we provide. You can give us a call at 612-877-4182. Again, that's 612-877-4182. And our office is centrally located in North Minneapolis on the corner of Penn and Plymouth, 2121 Plymouth Avenue North, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55411.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Lastly, this is my favorite part of the interview. For anyone that is interested in being a part of Build Wealth or wonders are they going to be a good fit, can you provide 2 things that they need to do to get the ball rolling, not only to participate, but maybe some documentation they need to bring with them so that they can have their ducks in a row, so to speak, to begin being a part of the Build Wealth team?
The only thing they need is, wow. So Build Wealth doesn't have any requirements or restrictions to entering or joining our organization. The only thing we need from you is for you to pick up the phone and give us a call at 612-877-4182, or to visit our website and sign up on our online application. And that way we'll get a hold of you. And the next steps are easy. The next step is joining our classes. We have a cohort style curriculum. We bring people in on a cohort and of 30 to 40 families that we work with, and start working with them from the financial coaching. But those are the only things. For the event, however, if you're looking to get pre-qualified, what I would say, bring a copy of your 2 most recent bank statements, your 2 most recent pay stubs, as well as your W-2s, the last 2 years W-2s, and ready to speak with someone who could review your financial documents on site and tell you exactly where you are in regards to your position to home ownership.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Jeffrey Robinson, and a special thank you to you and your amazing team at Build Wealth Minnesota.
Thank you, Anna, for the invitation. I'm so grateful that you guys reached out to us and invited us to join.
Absolutely. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today's episode of Community Connections. A very special thank you to Mr. Jeffrey Robinson and his team at Build Wealth Minnesota. Please, if you can, not only get on the website and peruse around so that you can find some of the specific information that we spoke about today, but attend the event that they have coming up June 24th. It's not going to be a disappointment, and you will leave inspired and hopefully a little bit closer to owning a home. As always, I am your host, Anna Orr, and I look forward to connecting again with you soon.